Luke, good to see you. Today, we're talking about conversions as a gift to your beneficiaries. When considering which assets to leave your beneficiaries, there is one asset that is loaded with taxes. It is, of course, an IRA. And inheriting an IRA is very different from inheriting a Roth IRA. Can you please explain the difference between taking distributions from a traditional IRA versus a Roth?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you're just saying, the tax consequences of taking an IRA distribution, whether you're doing it as the IRA owner or as the beneficiary of an IRA account, is always going to be fully taxable as income. Whereas in the Roth IRA, you're getting that tax free growth, and then you also have the ability to take tax free withdrawals. So when you're taking those distributions from a Roth IRA in retirement, there's no need to withhold taxes on anything because it's all coming out to you completely tax free.
Mhm. Now, to make matters even worse, following the passage of the Secure Act, most non spouse beneficiaries can no longer stretch distributions over a lifetime, but instead have to drain the entire balance in 10 years. That is quite the tax burden.
Yeah, it certainly is. The stretch IRA, provisions of the past used to kind of allow these to go on for quite some time, where you wouldn't have to have really a substantial amount of money added to your annual income.
Mhm.
Whereas, like you're saying now, in the most basic example, if you're inheriting $1 million IRA as a child, you would have to take about $100,000 of annual income in those 10 years to get it out, and so it can be a pretty substantial amount, and you're piling all that into that 10-year window.
Yeah, that's a lot. So then converting your IRA to a Roth really is a great gift then to leave your beneficiaries.
Yeah, it certainly is. And some people are of the opinion, my children are inheriting the asset and that's good enough. And so if they have to pay some taxes, that's fine. Other people want to kind of get into the mode of saying, okay, I'm doing my best to structure my own retirement savings. The Roth IRA probably makes sense in a lot of examples for the retiree themselves, but it's doubly, advantageous for the children that are inheriting the asset or the next generation beneficiary inheriting the asset. And so it's an added gift that you're paying the taxes for the beneficiary in some examples. Now, it doesn't always make sense. I always like to use the example of, if your plan is to leave your IRA assets to the charity, then to a charity, then you might as well leave it in the traditional IRA, because the charity is going to inherit those assets tax free anyway. So don't pay taxes on money if you don't need to. But if it is going to a close family member, a friend, any sort of next generation beneficiary, then doing the Roth conversion in your lifetime can make a lot of sense.
hmm At the very least, it's worth having a conversation about it because if it makes sense, it all comes down to being proactive about it, right? So, what's the best way to get a hold of you, Luke, than to have that conversation and crunch the numbers?
Absolutely. They can always get a hold of us on our website, iconberryretirement.com. There's a button right there on the homepage to schedule an appointment, or by phone 937-498-1128. As you said, being proactive about these things is always the most important piece. Having a plan in place, not only for your own retirement assets, but how those are going to go after your passing as well. And
hmm
so we're happy to have those conversations.
Okay. Luke, thank you.
Thanks, Erin.